Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your February tarot forecast. Now, if you're watching this, first off, thank you. Secondly, I'm sorry that these are getting posted so friggin' late in the month. This has just been like a really massive undertaking that I kind of just like went at full force. And my planning had, a little to be desired. So, we're doing our best. Anyways, thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and let me just get started with kind of what we got going on so far is this top row, which is the row I just finished laying out for you, is going to be your main themes for the month. Right below that, these overturned cards are going to be the unexpected obstacles that you might be facing. And I am currently choosing the cards that demonstrate how you're going to overcome these potential obstacles or anything else that might just kind of interfere with your month or just decisions you're making, any challenges you might be facing. And then rounding it out, just looking at the cards you got going on here, quite a few major arcana cards. Rounding it out, we are just doing key considerations for the month. The way I kind of like to look at these are the lenses by which to, another one, wow, okay. These are the lenses at which to kind of view situations that you're going through or decisions you need to make or whatever it may be. As I'm shuffling here, I just kind of want to like give a little personal anecdote. I have just been really struggling to make these last two videos. I have a couple that I've made that I haven't uploaded yet. Hopefully, well, by the time you're watching this, obviously the other ones are uploaded too. But I just got really, really tired and just exhausted. Golly, you guys have so many freaking major arcana cards. And today is the new moon, so happy new moon. It is also, tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the Lunar New Year, which is super exciting. And I think I feel so much better today. I feel so much more like revitalized, and I'm really excited to do this reading, and I feel really connected. And I think it's just been that waning moon was just like wreaking havoc on me. So I'm super glad that we were just kind of over that hump. Going into a whole new Lunar New Year is so exciting. And I love that. All right, just rounding out your whole spread with some oracle cards. I do like to pull all my cards out in the beginning as I like to see any potential connections that might be being shown to me that we may not see if we were to look at things more individually. Oh, wow. Okay, two here. All right, we are ready to go. Let's throw that under there for right now. Okay, let's freaking go, Capricorn. Okay, so let's start with our main themes for the month. First off, let me just say, out of the 6, 7, 8, 8 cards facing up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of these. 8. Can I do math? I can't do math. 7 is not right. 5. No. Oh my God. Okay. I promise I know how to do super simple math that my child knows how to do. Okay, let me start that all over. Of the 8 upward facing cards, 6 of them are major arcana. You've got the Lovers in reverse, the Magician in reverse, the Chariot, Judgment, the High Priest or Emperor, and the Empress in reverse. So, or wait, no, these are not the same. The High Priest, who is the High Priest in this deck? That is not, why am I having a total, like just, my brain just like stopped working completely right now. Not uncommon, but it's okay. Normally, I would probably just cut the video right now. But you know what? I'm a human being. shit happens. Let me just consult my handy dandy little textbook. Oh, the Hierophant. Okay. Oh, duh. If I just looked at the pictures instead of looking at the words, I would have known what that was. Okay, got it. So, not the Emperor, excuse me, the Hierophant, Empress in reverse. Okay. We are just starting off really strong here. Like, if you're even continuing to watch this video at this point, thank you. Okay, let's get started with these major themes of the month. So we have got the Lovers in reverse, the Magician in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. So kind of just before I even get into this specific like topic up here, I just want to say this whole spread has a lot of just like major big energy, but I do feel like this energy is a little bit conflicting. You have a lot of big players here, and that's great. Like, that brings a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of big changes, a lot of lasting changes. But you know, it's just like when you have too many people that are the leaders start butting heads. So immediately what I'm getting with this is be mindful of just kind of how you're going out the rest of your month, and make sure that you're really listening to whatever messages your intuition or feelings or spirit guides or whomever is giving you, because you do have like a lot of intense big energies, and just don't like get carried away with it. So got that out of the way. So Lovers in reverse, Magician in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. Let's start with the Five of Pentacles just because it's not a major arcana card. So Five of Pentacles, if you look at this, it's like disappointment. It's not really disappointment, it's feeling like, I mean, you got left out in the cold. That's quite literally like what this is depicting. These two people got left out in the cold. Obviously the one man he's injured. He is missing a shoe. He's on crutches. I don't know what kind of crutch that is, but he's got one crutch that is real interesting looking. You know what? That is very strange. I'm going to have to look at the original. I wonder if it's in this book. I want to see what the original imagery for this card is, because I want to see if this is a... So what I'm looking at is, if you look at the crutches, you probably can't see it, but if you can, if you look at the crutches, the one on this side, it's like missing a whole side of the crutch. And I don't know if it's maybe like a possible misprint, or not a misprint, but just maybe a stylistic choice that they're making. But I'm curious, as I usually am about things, and I just want to see. Hello, can you please tell me where the freaking pentacles are in this book? Holy cow. Okay, wands. More wands, cups. Yep. Swords. Okay, yeah, I got that far. Where are the freaking pentacles? Of course. Guys, I'm struggling today. I hope that you're just like getting entertainment from this. The original imagery in this picture, you can't tell because it's a different kind of crutch. So that doesn't help, but okay. Well, we'll look into that later. But I find that significant. I've never noticed that before. So he has these crutches and they're working, but one of them is missing like a whole side of it. Like, yeah, like the whole side of the crutch. So let's keep that in mind. But this card, this feeling is being left out, you know, in the cold, feeling betrayed, feeling left behind or not cared about. So, you know, I feel like maybe you guys are experiencing some sort of relationship trials and tribulations, because we do have the Lovers in reverse. And Lovers doesn't have to signify like an actual romantic relationship between partners. It can also signify any type of relationship to me. That's how I read this card. So like family, work relationships, maybe you have like spiritual type relationships, whatever it may be. I don't necessarily just view this as like romantic, dating, marriage, whatever. And also it can be relationship with yourself, relationship with your spirit guides, higher being, your spirituality. So lots of meanings here, but I do feel like for a good portion of you, Capricorn, that you guys are having some like romantic relationship trials and tribulations. And I would just caution, and yeah, because we have the Magician in reverse too. So I think whatever it is that's going on here, and once again, if it doesn't resonate with you that you're not in like a romantic relationship, or maybe your relationship is doing really well, I would ask you to maybe view this from a different lens of a different type of relationship that maybe this is more applicable to. So whatever type of relationship it is, whether it's with another person, yourself, spirit guide, platonic, romantic, whatever, what have you. I think you're struggling in that your needs are not being met, or the person that you are in this relationship with, or this connection with, their needs are not being met, and they have expressed that to you. Or maybe they haven't expressed that to you, actually, because we do have the Magician in the reverse. Okay, so I think that this is more along the lines of one of you, you don't feel like your needs are being met. You feel like the other person is maybe taking you for granted, or they're not listening to you, or you're trying to enact these changes in this dynamic and they're not reciprocating like their end of it. So one of you, I'm not quite sure which one it is. It could be either of you. Maybe it's both of you. Who knows? But either way, I do not believe that you guys are having like good, yeah, duh, especially with this. Hello, Sarah. You guys are just not having good communication about it. Like the Lovers in reverse, I also read the Lovers kind of like the Two of Cups. Those two cards to me are kind of like the major and minor arcana like equivalents. And Two of Cups is two become one, good communication, balance. Lovers has a lot of that same type of energy. So I don't think that you guys are communicating well, and I don't think you guys are solving whatever kind of problem that you're having, because you're not communicating well, and you're not bringing all the elements to the table that you need in order to manifest like this change. So, we look at the Magician in the upright. He has this table down here, and it has all the suits from the tarot, and that is representing that he has everything that he needs in order to create whatever it is that he wants to create. So this is really talking about us having all the things we need within us, or at our disposal already in some way, shape, or form, to create whatever it is that we want to create. A lot of this is like internal work, and then I believe that internal manifests itself in the external, which once again, that's exactly what the Magician freaking says, because he has this wand pointing up to the spiritual realm, these other dimensions. This we can also read it as internal intuition, whatever you want to call it. And then he has this hand extending down here, which is keeping that hand grounded in the material reality. So you guys are just not having good communication. Like there's a rift, there's an issue. Maybe someone doesn't see it. Maybe the other person does. I do think that that is actually the case. I think that there is definitely an issue in this connection. And one person, obviously the person who is in pain is aware of it because they're in pain. And either the other person is just like totally oblivious, and that's why we're having these like communication issues and this like rebalancing of everything issues. Or the other thing I'm getting here is because if you look at it, so this to me represents the other person in the relationship. So she has a hood on, which means she's going to be kind of, blinded a little bit, and she's looking straight ahead. She's not looking at the man next to her. So I think you guys are having this issue. One person is, feeling left out in some sort of way, or their needs are not being met, and the other person is like either oblivious to it, or they're not fully comprehending whatever it is that is the issue. I think the other thing that could be going on, and this could be simultaneously, or it could be independently, or like this is not the case for everyone, but I think it's the case for some of you, is this person who is the one who is injured. If you notice, he has an eye patch partially over one eye, and it's not all the way over. It looks like there is like a tiny bit of his eye peeking out. But what that is telling me is that some of you guys that are feeling the negative feelings in this relationship are not even fully aware of why you're feeling these negative feelings. So basically, to put this in a different way, is whatever type of connection or relationship that you're in, if you are the person that feels like, or it could also be the other person, if there is a situation where one of you feels like they are not having all their needs met by their partner, some of you are not even realizing that that's what the problem is, or that maybe you're just having this like sour attitude, you're having lots of bickering, lots of fighting, just like really short tempers with one another. I think you're kind of just being in denial of like, and maybe you don't want to maybe address that. Maybe this is some of you need to end this connection. Yeah, some of you need to end this connection. We do have the Three of Cups down here, which is unity. And I think even though this could be read as like, oh, you guys can mend this problem, which I think some of you definitely can if you get your communication back up to par. But I think that there are definitely a good portion of you that whatever type of connection relationship this is, I have something that is like knocking against this microphone and it's driving me nuts. Let me view. Okay. I'm so sorry for whatever noise is happening right now. Okay, I think it's this one. We're just gonna like momentarily keep this near, but it's distracting. Okay, back on target. You guys are getting just like a rare form today. Okay, so back on my train of thought. Some of you need to leave this connection. Some of you are in denial that you need to leave this connection. You're unhappy. It's not being fruitful. You're being stuck. You're just stuck in life because you don't want to like let whatever this is go. And I think these two solution cards, we have Three of Cups and the Chariot, are also really kind of just lending weight to that whole idea, because what this is saying is like, if you are able to have this strength to stand up to this relationship, not stand up to it, but have boundaries, and recognize that your boundaries are being broken and that you are not okay with that, then you are going to be able to just have a more whole union. Okay, so like Three of Cups, the three is stability. It's the strongest. I mean, okay, let me take that back. Fours in the tarot represent stability traditionally, but to me, threes also do, because three makes me think of a triangle. It makes me think of unity, and triangles are a very, very strong, I believe they are the strongest of all the shapes. So what I gather from these two, even though this could be read as maybe this situation kind of mending, I think that if you are leaving the situation and really like sticking up for your boundaries, I think you're just going to have a whole new sense of completeness, unity. Your life is just going to kind of fall into order, is really like what I'm getting from this. Let's look at the oracle cards. So we have the Gathering. Wow, okay. With the Three of Cups, love that. Community, kinship, companionship. Open like the Lotus, Flowering Spirit, Revelation, and Maturity. Love these. So the other thing I was kind of getting with this Three of Cups, and now this oracle card has really confirmed it for me, is that I think that there is a possibility that whatever this connection is, whatever this type of relationship is, whether it is romantic or platonic, whether it is a friendship, a family dynamic, a work relationship, I think that it is affecting other relationships in your life. Now, that could be a whole slew of things that it could mean. Maybe you have someone at work that really bugs you, and so you go home and you complain to your significant other about how much this person bugs you or whatever. And then, now it's just like kind of dumping on your significant other, and at some point maybe they're like kind of tired of hearing about it, and like they don't want you to come home and be in such a like negative attitude all the time. Or, I mean, conversely, we can look at this as internal speak. So let's just take that exact same scenario. Have a coworker at work really bugs you, and you just like sit there and like ruminate on it, like, oh God, I like wish I didn't have to work with this person. They're so annoying. I can't get anything done. I'm so frustrated. Why are they doing this? This whole kind of like internal dialogue. And what did I say? Internal thoughts manifest themselves in the outer world. That's exactly what the magician tells us. So if we're having these negative internal thoughts about whomever this person is, wow, this crystal just like reflected, I don't even know how I did that, reflected my light from back there in just such a way that it like really caught my attention. Smoky quartz, that's what this is, smoky quartz. So I don't know if smoky quartz means anything to any of you, or the color red, because it is a red light and it did show up very red. I also am taking this to mean right now that this is additional signaling from my spirit guides that I'm on the right track with this message, that I am conveying it in the way that it is needing to be conveyed. So this discourse you're having, if it is internal, which that's when that popped up. So I think a lot of you, this might be more of an internal thing versus relationships with other people. So just kind of keep that in mind. But this, if you keep thinking, internalizing these feelings, right, it's going to manifest on the outer world, and then it's just not good. Like everything really starts with you. Like you really are the epicenter of your life. And I know when you say that, either people are going to have like one or two trains of thought. Either going to be like, yeah, duh, it's your life. Of course you're the epicenter. Or they're going to be like, well, not really, because all these things can happen that you have no control over and you're kind of just at the whim. And I can understand both perspectives, but I'm really drawn to this analogy lately of a stone in a pond of water. You throw a stone, wherever that stone lands, you have these ripples that come out, and it's just like ripple after ripple after ripple. But they all start from that epicenter of that stone being thrown into the water. And that's kind of how I view your life circumstances, situations. Obviously, there are things that we are not in control of, which in this analogy, metaphor, scenario, whatever, I guess whatever English, part of English that this would be considered. English was not my most amazing subject in school. Grammar, that's what I was trying to say, not English, grammar. Grammar structure, whatever it would be. In this example, that would be like, maybe there's a rock. Okay, so like you have this big pond of water. I throw a little pebble. Here, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna even just use a stone as, we're not using a stone. We're using my freaking lucky duck. That's why I have the duck over here. I haven't had the duck over here at all. But today I felt like I needed to have the duck over here, and I feel like it's for this analogy. So we have this pond of water. Hopefully you can see this because the duck is yellow. But let's say we throw a stone as represented by the duck. You know what? I take it back. We're going to use the duck as the object. And, okay, let me just... I promise I know what I'm talking about, guys. Like, I'm just getting my thoughts in order. Okay, so let's say the duck is going to be the stone that we throw. This crystal is going to be just a random rock in the water. Okay, so we throw the stone, you have the ripples that come out, and now they're going to run into the rock. And when they run into the rock, what happens is it creates like another type of ripple, or just a cause and effect where maybe now there's other ripples coming from the rock because of the motion of the water. So all this to say, your circumstances are still being created from you, but there can be these outer influences that can influence them that we don't have control over. And we just have to work with those the best we have. But the key to remember is that the ripples that are hitting those rocks are still coming from us. We still have control over those. Like, we still get to create that. Like, if that's not like an optimistic feeling for you, then like I hope you stick around, because that idea in and of itself, to me, I've never had that idea in my mind, but this idea, this realization is like so profound to me and like so optimistic that even when you encounter these struggles in life, these immovable rocks that are going to bounce your freaking energy waves or your water ripples or your whatever you want to call them, we still made the ripples to start with. We make the ripples for it to bounce off. So that's just a really cool thought. Thank you for being here with me while that was given to me. Very exciting. I love those. So yes, let me get back to the oracle cards. I got so off on my train of thought here. The Gathering and the Three of Cups. So just coming back into better alignment, either with yourself or with another person, people, community, whatever. I think that this relationship is just like causing a strain on something, on some other type of relationship. And this is just saying goodbye to it and realizing that it's no longer for you and it is not serving you in the best of its abilities. It's just going to draw you back to the things that are serving you. You're going to gravitate more towards those. And I feel especially that way because in this Three of Cups, this circle in the back, I am interpreting it as the moon. I do believe it is the moon. It could not be, but I believe it's the moon. And when I think of moon, I think of gravitational pull and the tides, and tides are water. This is the Three of Cups. So it all kind of like coincides with one another. If those healthy relationships, those like areas of comfort and stability and just an overall sense of peace, they're going to draw you back as soon as you let yourself be free of whatever this type of situation is. I'm just going to say right now, I would not be surprised if one of these three cards, which I have not looked at them, I know they were on the table before I started recording. Actually, they weren't. I have the recording before they were, so maybe I'll like splice that in here. Bam! And we're back. Just want to prove that if this ends up being the case. I would not be surprised if one of these is the devil, especially the devil in reverse. I've been pulling the devil in reverse a ton lately. So on that fact alone, I wouldn't be surprised. But this whole reading is kind of giving me devil in reverse vibes. So, you know, I saw that red flash again. So maybe I'll be right. I guess we're going to find out. And then the other oracle card on this top part is Open Like the Lotus, Flowering Spirit, Revelation, Maturity. Pfft, revelation. Did I not just say that? Like, was that not the word I just used? I feel like it was. I'm going to go back and listen to the recording because I feel like that was the exact word I used. I don't remember if I used it before or after I read this card, but that word is standing out to me significantly. So revelation. So I think you guys are just, I think for some of you, this spread, this message, this video, this card, maybe this depiction, this image is going to really resonate with you, and you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, oh my God, I really do need to reevaluate this relationship. I think some of you are just going to have a light bulb moment. And you're going to be like, I'm not getting what I wanted out of this. Like, this isn't what I thought it was. And those moments are really, one, they're really challenging. I think that's why we definitely have the Chariot coming up here. I would also not be surprised to see strength somehow like work its way in here. The Chariot is a little bit more about outer strength, and strength is a little bit more about inner strength, but they're both about strength and overcoming obstacles, resiliency. Also with these two, you have Moon and Sun. That to me is signifying cycles or balance, yin yang, you know, positive, negative, male, feminine. So just more information, more continuity to the fact that like this connection needs to go. You're going to be so much more alignment and just like balanced once that drama is out of your life. That's how you can look at it. This, if you're having trouble being like, man, I don't really know what type of relationship this is talking about, where's the drama in your life right now? Find the drama, figure out kind of like what's surrounding that drama, and you're probably going to figure all the rest of this out. It's all going to make a little bit more sense to you. So let us get into these cards. I'm so excited to see what's underneath. We have the Queen of Swords. I love that card. We have got the Six of Wands, and we have Strength. Did I not say? Did I not say? Did I not say? I would not be surprised if we had Strength. And it happened to be under Chariot. So I'm taking this out of Unexpected Obstacles. We're definitely putting this in Solutions. This goes with Chariot. This is saying inner and outer strength. Okay, all the strength you need, boom. Also, another major arcana card. So yeah, you've got the Chariot and Strength. You got the outer strength. You got the inner strength. Strength and Justice are also like two of the most important cards. Oops, sorry. Most important cards to me in the tarot deck. And so this is once again adding extra emphasis to this message, that this is something that you need to hear, and it is the message that the spirit guides are wanting to have put across. So with that said, let us look at the two that I am deeming as unexpected obstacles. We've got the Six of Wands, which automatically I already know, like, this has to do with an ego. Someone has an ego, and it is no bueno. Please, excuse my horrible Spanish pronunciation. It's not good. Okay. The Six of Wands is about kind of like a homecoming, a return from something. And I was thinking return and arrival, like, at the same time. And just like people kind of like showering them with glory and praise, and oh my God, I'm so glad you're back, and you did so wonderful. But that can go to your head. So I think this, as an unexpected obstacle, is saying, like, just be mindful, or whomever needs to be mindful to not let something go to your head. Don't get a big ego about something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. And we have Queen of Swords also. To me, once again, this is kind of reiterating the same thing. I'm just looking at these images. I'm just looking at the images. I like to examine them a little bit closer sometimes. Ooh, okay. So I want to add something to the Six of Wands. Now that I've taken a little bit closer look. And okay. Got it. Okay, so I mistook this. I mistook the meaning for this card. Not that I was wrong in its meaning. I'm just, the context of the read, I did not extrapolate the correct meaning from the card. But I did that so, I did not do that so intentionally. I was guided to do that intentionally for a reason. That reason being, this card, it's very hard to see. You're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to point it out anyways. There are two men behind him. And there's a guy right here, and his face, his facial expression is one of jealousy or ill intent, kind of malicious. Just like, does not have a good. There's not a good. What's the word I want to use to? He just does not have good intentions. They may not be actions, but even just mindfully, the thoughts that he has are not good. So I think what this is saying is that there is going to be, or there is, some sort of mistaken understanding of a situation. So you're looking at some situation as one way, but if you really examine, if you really look close, because I like really had to look at this, and he's like really hard to see, and it's a little dark in here. So if you really look at the situation, you're going to realize that the situation is different than your immediately taking it as. So I would definitely kind of view whatever type of drama situation that this could be. I think this is also maybe going to help you with that revelation. It's just like warning you that you're taking it at face value right now, and you need to dig a little deeper and get a more clear understanding of the situation. And the reason you need to do that is because we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is basically that she has her emotions and her logical side in accordance with one another. I kind of look at the, whoa, okay, Empress. Goodness. I look at the Empress as almost a combination of the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, where she just has that balance, that femininity, that, maturity. But we do have the Empress in reverse. We do have the Queen of Swords. We do not have the Queen of Wands. We actually, we do have a wand. Okay. Yeah. Chariot, Cups, Wands. She's the only sword. Pentacle. We have one of each. Wait, hold on. One sword, one wand, one cup, one pentacle. Wow, guys. Okay. All right. So once again, lots of like really fun little messages from Spirit today. So you have one of each of the suits. And the whole reason I said that's interesting because do you know who else has one of each of the suits? Our friend the Magician, which you also have. So this, once again, is reiterating, you have all the tools, you have all the things, you just need to be the one to make the change, which, like I said, we're urging that with both the Chariot and Strength, inner and outer courage, inner and outer strength, inner and outer boundaries, alignment. I cannot stress this idea of boundaries any more than I already have. So, really cool message, guys. See, this is what happens when you make it through. Sorry for my weird reshuffling or reorganizing of the cards. I don't know why I do that, but it's probably a neurodivergent thing. Okay, the other two oracle cards, higher perspective. I mean, do I even need to really go into that one? That's essentially exactly what the Six of Wands just told us. Don't take things at face value. Make sure that we're really looking at stuff. Revelation. I think you guys are going to have a light bulb moment. And you're going to realize that whatever this is not suiting you. The other oracle card we have is you can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Seriously, could this message be any freaking stronger? To really examine how things are right now. This is saying, don't keep staying in this relationship, this connection, just because at one point in time it was good and now you're hoping it gets back to good. Just accept, I'm sorry, but just accept that it is what it is and it's not changing. You can't go back to yesterday. We need to really examine this and we need to make these changes in order to be more fulfilled and more happy and to be more in alignment with ourselves and other people in our lives. And like I said, we can do this because we have not only the Chariot and Strength, but we have one of every suit in the tarot deck, including the Magician himself. Okay? I don't know what more you could ask for. So let's round it out with these last three. These are the lenses by which to look at the month in choices, decisions, connections, drama, all the things we kind of talked about. This type of perspective. You have three major arcana cards. So we have Judgment, we have got the Hierophant, and we have the Empress in reverse. So let's talk about these two first. Judgment and Hierophant. Honestly, kind of a similar type of vibe. And what's funny too is Judgment, it also reminds me of the Lovers a lot. Not so much in meaning, but more so in the imagery of the card. So if you're familiar with it might be slightly different in different decks, but in this deck, the Golden Art Nouveau deck, the Judgment card has the angel up top, and then under here there's like several naked people who are resurrecting out of coffins, I believe. And it just really, every time I get the Lovers, I have to kind of look at it closely and be like, oh, is this Judgment? Is this the Lovers? So you do have both. And even I think me just telling you that story is really telling me that, like, so Judgment is exactly how it sounds, just judging things, a time of reckoning, a time of decision making. And it's the correlation I have with Judgment and the Lovers together in the Art Nouveau deck, which is what is coming to mind, is not the Dali deck, not the one that's literally right in front of me. It's this other card that's not even out here, but I'm thinking about it. It's saying that, like, it's time to make a choice on this decision. Like, you're really stuck in a place right now because you are being in denial or not fully looking into whatever this situation is. And it's time. It's time to do it. It's time to put your emotions aside, and it's time to just act. And the Hierophant also is telling me that the Hierophant is like customs, structure, history, logic, just like informational information, factual information is maybe how I want to say it, from the past that we like learned, like a history, like a textbook. Think of it like a textbook, okay? So we need to draw on, okay, I do believe that these are actually all three talking together, which is why they're all major arcana, because these are not clashing, these are all working together. They're just all needing to provide the same amount of energy, so like one thing doesn't get overshadowed by another. That's why they have to be all major arcana cards, otherwise one would hold more weight, and they're equally important. So Empress in reverse, let's take 2 steps back real fast. Empress in reverse, she is fertility, femininity, divine feminine, just like the embodiment of femininity. She can, create anything that she wants. She has great balance. She's very self-confident. She's very center aligned. She's just like this overall badass woman. And what this is saying in the reverse is, along with these, holy cow, these ones are just like literally flying out my hands. What this is saying is that, in addition with these two, you're not in alignment with yourself. There's an internal issue going on, which we already know that because we have the Magician in reverse. Like, you're not manifesting, you're not creating, and that's because there's a blockage of this relationship that you're not happy in, but you're in kind of denial about it. Or like, maybe you're not in denial, but you're just like, well, yeah, like, I know it's not good for me, but I don't want to leave. How many of us can relate to that? Shit, I can definitely relate to that. So, what this is saying, as I just say that, the whole point of the Hierophant here is to either draw on past experiences where you've been like, okay, I've experienced this before, I know I don't want to experience it again, and therefore I need to do something differently. This is what happened for me. I was in a situation that was reminiscent of a prior situation I had been in with someone else, and that one had a very poor outcome that I did not want to relive, and I said I would never relive. So I had to recognize that this current situation, or the situation at the time, was just not in my best interest, and had to leave it at that. And it was difficult, and it was very, very challenging, extremely challenging. In fact, it's still challenging, but I know that for now, for me, in order to bring manifestation into my life, that was what I need to do. And so I did. And I've had a lot of blessings since then. It's still very difficult, but you know, it's just the time in my life that I'm in right now. So if that resonates with you, please take that for what it is. The judgment is really just saying the same thing as like, either take from your own past experiences, or maybe the other thing that this made me think of, because he is speaking to people down here, is maybe you have given a friend advice. How often do we do that, right? We give a friend advice and we're like, hey, I don't think this guy is good for you, girl. Like, he's not treating you how you should be treated. And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then she doesn't leave him, right? For however long. And so what inevitably happens is, you, as the person giving advice, you're frustrated because you're like, dude, do you not see, like, this is not good? Like, you're not happy. He is not treating you well. He or she, they are not treating you well. It's just overall, like, not a good situation. And they don't leave. And so then they end up getting even more invested. They end up getting hurt. Ends up being a whole ordeal, heartache, just tragedy. And all the while, you're like, well, I tried to tell you, like, that type of feeling. I know we've all been there. Or even to ourselves. Like, I've told myself that, like, hey, I don't know if you should be doing this. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I got this. And then, however much time passes, and I'm like, I did actually not have that. And I should have listened to myself. So, yes, time of reckoning. Listen to yourself. This has been one crazy reading. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here. I had just a absolute wonderful time getting through this absolute just mental dumpster fire of reading. Not that the reading was dumpster fire. The reading was actually incredible. Just everything else surrounding the reading was a little bit dumpster fire. But you know what? It's okay. As I have been saying, right now I have this like thing where every day I try and tell this to not only myself, but like everyone who will listen to me. Every day is a great day if you decide that it's a great day. And I just wake up and decide it is a great day, and I don't let these like little mishaps, these little, they're not even like big deals. They're just like little annoyances. We like let them ruin our day. And I'm not gonna let them ruin my day. I'm not gonna let it not make me post this video or restart the video or like any of that kind of stuff. So, an extra little message for you guys. Capricorn, you guys, you're gangsters. Like, thank you so much for making it to the end. I will see you guys next month for the March tarot review, and I promise I will be more timely with that as I kind of get my footing on this whole YouTube business. So you guys have a wonderful day. Happy new moon and lunar new year. And I hit the microphone as I always do.